Who do you think are some of the greatest rap voices of all time?
Oh, wow. ODB #1, it's not even a question, bro. Most of the time, artists don't have the brain to do the business shit.
Yeah, it's too
You know what I
different,
mean?
yeah.
It's like the right brain, left brain type of thing. Like any young artists out there, make sure that, the guy that's your right-hand man believes in you that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's something you can't even ask of somebody. It is important to like have all your ducks in a row when you go out to like a New York or LA or in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
I say that I went to Dreamville Fest. Party Next Door was one of like the top acts, and bro is aura farming.
You looking for a comeback? You feel me? You looking for
It actually
big respect in the modern hip hop landscape? That's what you need to do.
It'd be too easy.
It would be incredible because Meek's one of the best rappers ever. Like,
welcome to the SoundCentric podcast. I am your host Adam Dash. And today we are doing our second interview live from the secret location that we don't have an address to, so you don't know it. But I'm joined by one of my favorite artists coming from the South, coming from North Carolina, one of the best states for hip hop these days. That's what the people are saying right now. He just did a show in New York City at, where was the show at?
Bowery Electric.
Fire venue. Bowery Electric. Trent Josiah.
Hell yeah, thank you for having me, bro. Hell yeah, man.
So I think it's interesting how artists like plan concerts and get booked for concerts. Mm-hmm. First, how did you even get like coming from the South? You're based in North Carolina still?
Yep. No, I live in LA.
Now you're at LA.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
How do you actually get booked for a show? I think that's a question that a lot of artists are like, how do I even get the opportunity?
Yeah. I mean, it happens in different ways. This time, the homie Mo, who stays in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
But he's from DC. He's good friends with Dre Waves. He booked my headlining show that I did in Wilmington. We packed out Wilmington. And then he was like, yo, I'm doing these shows, New York, DC, and we were supposed to do Wilmington, but I bowed out of the Wilmington show because I don't want to headline my hometown until the project drops and shit. I want to make sure that we pack it the fuck out. You know what I mean?
You got to make it a little short film. You got to get the content ready.
Yeah. But he was like, yo, I was like, I'll come do New York and DC. Anytime I get an excuse to come out to New York, I'm going to take it because I love New York.
So are you here decently often? What?
Probably at least 2-3 times a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we were just talking before, Tom, Life of Tom, just dropped his album.
The homie.
Shout out to Tom.
Shout out to Tom, man.
How have you formed these relationships with these other amazing artists?
It happens pretty naturally, especially because I'm an introvert, so I'm not one of them dudes that like goes out of my way like, yo, because I really don't know how to do that. I kind of envy people that like just make connections out of like thin air. You feel what I'm saying? But me and Tom, we got the same manager, Jordan Milber. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Jordan Milber. We've been locked in for a long time, honestly, probably since like 2020. So yeah, that's my dog, and I'm just like really proud of bro because he last 2 years really took it up a notch. So yeah, bro, go get Driving Blind by Life of Tom and Plain Pat, little plug. But yeah, man, I mean, like I don't even think I could say that like. I don't know how the connections that I make, they're all very, very, very like just organic. You know what I mean? I'll be somewhere and it'll be a friend of a friend, and that's how I get introduced to people. But I'm definitely not going out of I'm not sliding in a bunch of rappers being like, yo, we gotta work.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not good at that. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Tyler has a funny quote in an interview when he's saying like he'll meet an artist once and the second time they meet, they're like, "Yo, big bro, what's up?" He's like, "You do not know me." Like,
I'm not one of them dudes, bro. Yeah, definitely not one of them dudes. And yeah, I mean, I think that's what some artists, not all, but kind of requires. Like, they want people around that are gonna kind of, what the kids say. Glaze, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. I like all my relationships and friendships to be organic. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm on.
I was just talking to a music lawyer before this, trying to do some networking, and he was saying how the idea of being independent sounds like it's a one-man mission, but it's really not.
It's not at all. There's so many people,
and like it has to be like people you would think the way Russ talks about it. Sometimes you kind of like get the idea like, oh, he did it all himself, which he did a lot of it himself.
Yeah.
But like he also, a strategic thing is putting the right people in the positions of things you don't like doing.
Hell yeah.
And an artist necessarily doesn't want to do the business stuff and they don't like that.
Absolutely not.
So for you, couple questions to that. How did you know it was time to find a manager, or did he find you? Like, what was the perfect mixture of that?
Right.
And I'm just curious about the team in general. Who do we got?
Yeah, well, first of all, most of the time, artists don't have the brain, like the type of brain to do the business shit.
Yeah, it's too
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like the right brain, left brain type of thing. Like, so you need people around you that you know are a little more inclined to the other side of things. But you know, I met my manager Ethan, who's also my best friend. We went to the same high school. He was kind of that kid that was like a huge rap nerd. You know what I mean? Like we weren't even friends in high school, but the one thing I knew about him, like everybody said, yo, he's at every underground show.
Yeah.
He read fucking like DJ booth articles for fun.
Yeah, I did.
Like who the fuck is doing that? You know what I mean?
Ethan might be my best friend. Shit.
Yeah. Y'all should lock in, man. He's a cool dude. But and then like maybe like a month after I graduated high school, I was at a homie's crib who also rapped at the time, and he brought Ethan through, and we just clicked like immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I think I shot a music video on like a DSLR that I had, like, and then he had a laptop, and I was like, yo, can I come over and edit the video on your laptop? And he was like, yeah, for sure. And then we just ended up spending like every day together because we liked so much of the same things. Like we loved hip hop, you know what I mean? And it just naturally kind of happened. He was like, yo, like, let me manage you, you know what I mean? Or maybe it was my idea, you know what I mean? Maybe I was like, yo, you need to manage me. And yeah, bro, we've been locked in for a long time, like probably 7 years, you know what I mean? So yeah, very organic, you know, it just happened. I moved out to LA. Some people that I was like cool with at the time were like, yo, we should move out to LA. And I was like, immediately like, yes.
Yeah.
Because I was so afraid of like getting caught up and like stuck in my hometown, Wilmington, North Carolina, which I love the port, shout out the port. But you know, like when you come from a small town, it's like any chance to get out. Like for me, it was like knee jerk. Like I was like, I don't care how much fucking money I have in my pocket, I gotta go right now, you know what I mean? And I made it work.
Would you have made the decision by yourself, or did you need that like someone to ask and you're like, yeah, I'm ready?
I think the reason I maybe would say no, I wouldn't have made it by myself is I'm not like the idea of like finding an apartment and shit like that. Like my brain don't work like that, you know, especially at like 18, like I was a teenager, you know what I mean?
That's
like
crazy,
Yeah, one of the homies that was like very responsible for his age, you know, he was like, yo, I found the apartment on Zillow, like I think it was like 4 other people. Yo, whose parents can co-sign all that shit? My parents didn't co-sign because of credit, but you know. So yeah, I moved out there, shared a room with one of the homies. I think I had like $1,000 in my pocket from like the job I worked at Jimmy John's. You know what I mean? Saved up my bread, went out there. But Ethan still had like a few months on his lease. And he was like, yo, just wait. We'll go out there like when my lease is done. And I was like, no, fuck that. I got to go right now. You know what I mean? And thankfully, like 2-3 months later, he packed everything he owned into his Toyota Matrix and drove 2,000 miles to come manage me. You know what I mean? So
it's like out of a movie.
Yeah, bro. So, you know, any young artists out there, you know, make sure that, you know, the guy that's your right-hand man believes in you that much. You know what I mean? Because that's something you can't even ask of somebody. That's a big thing, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm grateful that I have that kind of commitment. There's like other things that have happened in my life that just have shown like that the people around me like really believe in what I do. That was a big confirmation, you know what I mean? But yeah, so like I let him sleep on the couch unbeknownst to any of the other roommates when he pulled up, you know what I mean? I pissed off definitely a lot of people, you know what I mean? So, you know, we were just like, Ethan, put food in the fridge and that'll be your rent, you know what I mean? So yeah, those first few years in LA, we were definitely thugging it. But we made it work. Like there was one point we were out in Alhambra, California, which is like right next to LA. And I was like sleeping in the shed out back. Like I paid like $300 a month to like sleep in the shed. There was no insulation. There was a leak in the roof and shit. And it was like the rainiest year in Southern California ever. You know what I mean? So I was constantly waking up to like water like on my bed and shit like that. But you know, I wanted it that bad, you know what I mean? And surrounded by people that wanted it real bad too. So, you know, I've been fortunate to, you know, not only have like a God-given drive to go get it, but also be surrounded by people that support it and have that same drive. You know what I mean?
you what's the phrase my brother gives me, like a rising tide lifts all ships. So if you're around people who are also committed, like it's the same thing with school. Like I'm in school right now, and like just being surrounded by people who all want to get the A in the class makes you want to get the A in
Makes you
class.
better. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's an important skill set. Like if you have a bunch of friends who are like chilling, but you want to be an artist, but like you're fucking smoking all the time and chilling.
Yeah.
You don't have as much of that drive. So I think that's important.
Yeah, well, like this saying, like you are who you hang around and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's important to like surround yourself with people that are like-minded. And I think also, like, if you really want it, like, that's not even going to be an issue because you're just going to naturally gravitate towards
Those types of people.
You know what I mean? If you've been around people that are pulling you in the wrong direction for an extended period of time, it's probably because you don't want it as bad as you say you want it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, man. Yeah,
and
definitely.
On top of building a team being like a logical step for artists, the move to LA is also sometimes what people view as a logical step into taking their career, quote unquote, seriously.
Yeah. I will say, like, to any young artist that's like wanting to do what I did, you can take your time, you know what I mean? Because like I will say, like it is important to like have all your ducks in a row when you go out to like a New York or LA or in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Because if you're young and you're living on your own for the first time and then you want to do it in a huge city where it's expensive as fuck, you know what I mean? Like you got to make sure like, okay, I have the product, you know, like if you're in a small town or you're in your hometown and you're wanting to make the jump, like there's no shame in like getting it together. Like, okay, let me make sure I'm musically where I want to be. My branding is there.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of money in my pocket so I, you know, don't end up on the street and then go do it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen so many artists come out prematurely and have to go back. I'm one of the most hard-headed people ever, so I've always made it work, you know, no matter what I had to do.
18, like you're a child, so like kudos to you.
Yeah,
to, like,
bro, but not everybody is gonna be able to fucking do that. You know what I mean? So, you know, get your ducks in a row and then go out there. Don't necessarily do what I did. I figured it out, but it was treacherous for sure.
And what's the scene actually like
in LA?
Is it as, because I know some people talk about the negatives of everyone kind of being out there for a similar reason where it can get like competitive and fake?
Yeah, that's like the stigma of LA is like everybody's fake. And like to a certain extent, like there is that, you know what I mean? I think it's mostly the transplants. I'm sure it's the same in New York. Like, you know, like the people that are from LA
transplant. Hand up.
Yeah, transplant too. But most of the people that are like from LA are like real down to earth, like great people. You see a lot of people that move out from different places and they're very opportunistic and just not authentic, you know what I mean? And like kind of doing whatever they can to get ahead, but like willing to fuck people over and just kind of be a scumbag to do it. You see a lot of that. So yeah, I mean that stigma, there is some truth to it, but I think at the same time it's also who you choose to surround yourself with. A lot of people come out of these big cities and they just totally lose themselves, and I think that's more of a testament to their character than the actual place that they're in. You know what I mean? I think that's a little bit of cope. You know, when they're like, oh, like the city destroyed me. No, you feel me? You weren't thorough. You weren't solid, and then you came out to a place that exposed that. You know what I'm saying? So, because you know, if you got a good foundation and you're solid, you're gonna find people that bring that out of you.
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's very common to think also a city will change you for the positive, but it's always like, ends up being like you inside.
Listen,
like you're depressed and you're like, if I go to LA, I'll be happy. And it's like, you're still the same person.
You are what's inside of you. It's not about what's on you. It's about what's in you.
Deep.
You know what I mean? So no matter where you go, you cannot run from yourself. I promise you.
Because you're depressed and you're like, I'll move to LA now. You're the same depressed person.
Yeah,
now you're in
bro.
LA.
I had like, I've had.
So I've had that.
Came out to, came out to somewhere thinking it's gonna change them, and it's like, it's not what it's gonna do. If anything, it's gonna amplify the depression or the insecurities because you're not around like your support system and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, in life, it kind of is just you know what I mean, to a certain extent, and then the people that you have around you are kind of an extension of you and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And you had a quote I liked from an interview. You said the growing pains, nobody grows within comfort, which is true.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very
not,
nice
bro.
to feel in your routine and doing the same thing. But something like getting you out to California was probably a major step of like the kick in the butt that you needed to.
Yeah, thankfully I was just so young and like kind of like when you're at a certain age, I feel like
Fearless.
fearless. Yeah, it's like kind of like an ignorance that is actually a tool because you're
Yeah.
kind of oblivious to like a lot of the hardships. You know what I mean when you're young. So it's a double-edged sword because maybe when you're young it is the time to make that leap because you can afford to. You know what I mean? So
Now we're unced. Now we're old.
yeah, chopped unk. You heard?
Downhill. So to go back to the concert, so I saw Amine last night. I was telling you it was probably the best concert I've ever been to. And me and my friend left, and we're like, that was just like a spiritual experience. And performing, I think live events in general are just like so human. Even if it's like watching a movie in a movie theater and like laughing at a comedy movie with like all these people around you, or you go to a sporting event and it's like we're all cheering for the same thing.
Yep.
Concerts are like such an important thing. How much importance do you put into like that part of your career?
It's important, like super, super important. Like we were just talking before we cut the camera on, like no matter if I'm performing in front of 5 people or 1,000 people, and I've done both, you know what I mean? It's like I get fucking nervous before I go up there, you know what I mean? And then like, a song in, it's like it kind of goes away. But, the idea of kind of standing up there and like just pouring your heart out, because that's what my music is. It's like my life, it's me, you know what I mean? And sound waves. To go up there and like be vulnerable and like just pour your heart out in front of people that may not necessarily know who you are.
Yeah.
It's like a really scary thing, you know what I mean? And then it's like, it's one thing about if I'm out in LA and I have like the homie like that DJs my shit, it's like, okay, I got my bro behind me. Shout out DJ Ice. But, if I'm like some dude that, maybe I'm not that close with and like, there's just like, there's no security blanket.
Yeah.
Or even like people that perform with the band, like that shit's cool. Like, I definitely want to incorporate that into my live performances at some point because I just think like the camaraderie of like having like people behind you that you trust and that you fuck with is like definitely a cool thing. But I also think that like, just going up there and it's just you and being vulnerable, it builds a lot of character and it also a lot of times makes for the best show because I can't even count the amount of times I've had people come up to me and be like, I felt you, like I felt your hunger, you know what I mean? Because it's real, bro. Like I'm up there pouring my heart out. You feel me? Like sweating. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's
people
like,
remember that. It's
bro.
Performing's not the time to be cool. Performing's
Absolutely
the time to not to say people are making a fool of themselves, but like do what you got to do to get the attention. Leave it all.
Yeah, bro.
This is not the time to aura farm. And like I was saying that I went to Dreamville Fest and what Party Next Door was one of like the top acts, and bro was aura farming. Oh my god, it was so bad. He would just like stare at the crowd and like not be singing. I'm like, bro, do the sing. Oh
man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's
and ask a more positive question on that. Who were some of the favorite concerts ever?
Oh, dude, I saw fucking Cole at Lollapalooza. I've seen Cole twice. I saw him on the For Your Eyes Only tour in like 2016, and then I seen him in at Lollapalooza. Crying, bro. Like just crying. Being from Carolina and like how vulnerable he is, and just how like captivating he is without doing too much. He kind of just. I'm sure you've seen Cole live. Like kind of just stands there, you know what I mean, and just delivers, but it's enough. You know what I mean?
He's a philosophical dude.
Yeah, I also saw fucking Kendrick at the Pop Out. Me and my girl went to the Pop Out. Yeah. That was historic. You know what I mean? I just like that's hip hop history. Like he brought out fucking Dr. Dre, bro. He brought out Soul. You know what I mean? Like Soul can't see well. He's like leading them like through the stage, like real like brother shit. You know what I mean? Like
I met Soul a couple months ago, and he just like started randomly rapping. I'm like, this dude lives rap. Like, he just does that all the time.
Yeah, Soul's one of my favorite rappers ever, bro. He's a rare talent. But who else have I seen? Little Brother. I just saw Little Brother. Shout out Pooh and Fonte, North Carolina legends. Incredible, and it was actually like their second to last show ever because they're about to do like the final curtain call in Raleigh, and then they're done, like they're retired.
Really?
So being able to see that was a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, like those three, Kendrick, Cole, Little Brother, like the vulnerability, the realness, the authenticity, the just like love for hip hop and just like being real in the raps, like yeah, just an incredible experience seeing people like that on stage.
I was blessed to see Cole twice in the past year because I saw him at MSG for 10-year anniversary of Forest Hill Drive.
Oh wow!
Which like probably is my favorite concert ever, just because that's my favorite album ever.
Yeah,
and it's like
it's a great album.
When do you get to see like Firing Squad?
He did the whole album?
Whole album front to back.
Classic, man.
And then he was doing like mixtape cuts and like Back to the Topic and shit,
going
bar for bar.
Yeah, bro.
Dreamville Fest, he also killed it, but his microphone wasn't working for the first song, which is
I think I saw videos of that.
It's like, you're the headlining act. How do they not have the microphone?
Yeah,
working?
He did the My Life, My Life, My Life. That was the first joint. Yeah. That was on the come up, right?
Yeah, and he looked at the crowd. He's like, "Did you guys not hear that?" And everyone's like, "No." And he's like, "All right, let's restart that."
Yeah, I hate when that happens. I saw Kendrick and at Lollapalooza, and like his mic was like real low. It was working, but like I was like, dude, like
how do they?
I can barely hear, bro. Yeah.
I saw Kendrick on Mr. Morale tour, and to your point about the like band being like a comfort of like people next to you.
Yeah.
Respect to Baby Keem, but that stage was so big and it was just him. And I'm like, that's gotta feel like uncomfortable. It was a ginormous stage.
I low key like can't wait to like be on a huge stage, like where I have a room to move around and shit. Cause like some of these venues, bro, like the stage is like the size of this couch. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then you got a cord that like may not be that long. And you're like, I can't really
move
you feel
around.
what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like I don't know. I think when I get on like a stage that big, I'm definitely gonna be running around and shit, taking
like that,
advantage
you know
of
that Kanye video where he runs across the
stage.
Yeah. Oh, I also saw Anderson .Paak do a 10-year anniversary for Malibu.
Oh, word.
That's also
Another
a top
classic.
5 album for me. And he's just like a different type of performer than a normal like hip hop.
He'll sing while he drums, right?
I don't know how a human being does that.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
and it's not just like normal drumming. It's like difficult, like
Jay
Dilla offbeat like drums. And you're like, how the
unquantized.
hell?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we've talked a lot about being from the South, which uneducatedly, which is not a word. I didn't know North Carolina was like as South as when I went down it.
It's super country. Yeah.
Just seeing the pollen in the air, it was just yellow.
What? Yeah, no.
I had the worst allergies ever.
Yeah, bro. During like pollen season, like every car is yellow. You get what I'm saying?
And I look the stupidest person ever. People are just like, you're high. And I'm like, I'm in pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And then it's also so humid down south. Like every time I hop off the plane to North Carolina, it's just like, as soon as you walk outside, it's like, I'm wet. Pause. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but it feels like home. Like, everybody I bring to North Carolina, like, this, like, from other places, they're like, bro, it's miserable down here. I'm like, feels like home, bro. Like, I don't know.
It didn't hit me why J. Cole had a song called 95 South till my phone was like, turn on to 95 South. I'm like, because he was going from New York to downtown or down there. So I know you said once that you connected more with the Southern rappers just because that was the slang that you were born around. And that's something that I can't relate to as an East Coast kid. Like, I love some boom bap. Like I was growing up listening to like Gangstar and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Why was that? Like the vernacular or something about it was just hidden deeper.
I just remember like, because you know when you get into hip hop, like you obviously it's like whatever era you are around is like where you first like fall in love with hip hop, and then when you become like a real head, like you want to go back and like listen to all the classics and shit. So. You know, I listened to the Illmatics and the Ready to Die and stuff like that, and I loved it. But then I remember when I listened to AT Aliens all the way through, and just like the way they were talking and the shit they were saying, I was like, whoa, like this is way more familiar. You get what I'm saying? And it was at a time where I had just started rapping. I was like maybe a year in, and I was like, oh, I don't have to like try to sound like I'm from New York, you know what I mean? Like I have a line in a song in Carolina's Finest where I say I was trying to sound like Nas, sound like Big, sound like Jay. I was too countrified. Thank the guys I found Big Boy Andre because it's like, dude, I was like, hey yo, what's the word? You know what I mean? I was like big into like 1999 and shit.
Yeah. Word is bond.
Yeah, word is bond. Be like, you know what I mean? Just like emulating what I was hearing, and then it's like, oh, I don't even have to do that. Like I didn't know that that dudes were like rapping this country. You know what I mean? So it was like, yeah, that was like a huge part of like finding my identity, Outkast. When I heard Andre's second verse on Elevators, I was like, dude, I didn't even know a human being could rap this good. Like it like blew my fucking mind.
Also, the snare in that song is just like the most like echoing, haunting thing.
Yeah, incredible, bro. Yeah, hell yeah.
I think that's so interesting for someone like for me. That might be first time I heard like Mac Miller. Because I'm like a white Jewish guy, and I'm hearing this white Jewish guy rap, and I'm like, oh, he's rapping in a way that like just about things that are so relatable to me.
Very
like, even
authentic.
like Action Bronson, I'm like, oh, this guy loves sports like the way I love sports, and he's like nerding out about that.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I mean, every rapper goes through their who loves rap goes through a phase of like studying the past.
Yeah.
For me, that was like going through mixtapes. Like I remember. I talk about this in the pod a lot, but like listening to a Logic mixtape, and I was like, "What beat is this?" And it was Electric Relaxation by a Tribe Called Quest. So I'm
and
like,
then you go back.
Who's a Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe.
And then you go through that, and like you go from there, which I think is the most fun part about hip hop.
Yeah, facts.
Or
facts.
I said this in the last episode. I was because I'm 24. I'm going through Jay-Z late,
Right?
And hearing him in high school go like, "Ugh, nice watch," and I'm like, "Oh, that's why J. Cole said that." I didn't realize that was an interpolation.
Yeah, I still find shit like to this day where I'm like, "Oh, that was a reference on the newer record." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the fucking time, bro.
Kendrick on it's on Section 80, Smoking, Poet,
UGK.
And I didn't know because I wasn't playing Big Pimpin'. I was playing Section 80 first. So when I played Big Pimpin' for the first time, I'm like, oh, this is the most like quoted thing in hip hop ever. Like,
hell yeah,
that one verse is probably one of the most interpolated verses of all time.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like so catchy. Yeah, most definitely.
On my car got living wood. In my hood we call it bug. Everybody want a ball.
Holla at bro at the mall. Pick them up. Watch them fall. Yeah, bro.
If I wasn't rapping, baby, like that. It's crazy. That entire verse is so quotable.
Yeah, hell yeah. R.I.P. Pimp C, man.
So, being from the South, naturally, if it isn't clear yet from people listening, you clearly have a very cool voice, which is step one for an artist, is naturally being born. I remember I used to pray to God to sound like Chance the Rapper at night. I'm like, give me a raspy voice, please.
Yeah.
For you, who do you think are some of the greatest rap voices of all time?
Oh, wow. ODB #1. It's not even a question, bro.
Okay.
Oh, Dirty Bastard. Oh, my fucking
They're playing
God,
Shimmy at the Mune concert last night because he has a song where he samples it. And just like the, ooh, baby, I like it raw. And it's just
so crazy. Chance, obviously. Chance and Andre were like the first dudes where it was like, oh, it's okay to be like weird as fuck in the music. You know what I mean? My big bro, De Niro Ferrar, I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Nah.
He sounds like the Hormone Monster from fucking Big Mouth. Like the deepest voice you ever heard. Incredible cadence. Yeah, who else? Who else has a fucking crazy voice?
like Alien comes down.
West Side Gun.
For sure.
Crazy voice, you know what I mean?
Like Alien comes down on Earth and they're like, what is hip hop? What voice are you showing them? What's like, those choices also
it's
are
like
all great.
Purely like, what is hip hop? Pac, without a doubt.
Okay.
Maybe not voice wise, but just like, you know, Pac, I think Pac is the greatest, not from any technical like skill, but just like his ability to like impact people's lives in like a really real way with his music. You know what I mean? Like no songs have like really ever touched me the way like Keep Your Head Up or like fucking like Do for Love, like incredible, bro. Like Pac, like I feel like if someone
he spit like a sermon, like he had a very like a speech voice, like he was like talking to you.
So much conviction in his voice too. You know what I mean? Like the amount of like the amount of shit that he did in such a short amount of time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's crazy to think. I think he was like 24, 25 when he passed.
Yeah, it seemed like you would think in your head that he was like 40, like from how much people talk about his impact.
The wisdom, just like how much knowledge he had on shit. Like, Pac is hip hop, like in my opinion. Like that is the if someone like lived under a rock and never heard any hip hop song, like the first thing I would play him is a Pac song for sure.
I think I'd go with Jay-Z. I think Jay-Z is the most hip hop voice just because like It's
He's
just so
like the
New
coolest
York.
dude ever.
It's just such a New York voice.
Yeah.
My favorite voice in hip hop, though, obviously biased. I think J. Cole has the best voice.
Yeah, he just has like a good like
It's
bass
just
line. Like, yeah.
he can do different things with it. He's the raspy singing, which is like
Yeah.
my favorite type of singing. Like, I just think it's right there. It's that perfect amount where it's not too high pitched, it's not too bassy. Like some
it's
people
right
might
there.
not like a Biggie voice; it might be too deep for them.
Yeah.
Some people might not like a Kendrick; it's too nasally for them.
Yeah.
A JID. I think J. Cole has that raspy middle ground right
Like,
there.
yeah, right in the middle. Yeah, facts.
Because I'll show people West Side Gun and like it's an amazing rap voice,
It's
but if you're not
polarizing.
ready for it, you're like
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard West Side Gun.
right brick on my brick.
Yeah, that might have been the first joint to be for real.
Dr. Birds.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro, incredible. Yeah, most
People
definitely.
People are flaming Benny right now because he was getting mad about.
I know. I seen that.
And someone's
seen
like, "You
that.
better be happy that Reddit Griselda
Yeah,
has got
yeah.
you." we all went through our phase with Griselda. I think Conway might have my favorite. This is a good transition. I think Conway might have my favorite freestyle of all time, but you did On the Radar, which is like sick, such a cool platform, and it's awesome that Kai helped. Because freestyles recently, maybe this is because I'm older, I feel like don't have the same staple within hip hop as maybe when I was growing up. I was just watching Funk Flex and like Five Fingers of Death, Sway. Just like devouring that stuff.
Absolutely.
And now it felt like it went up with On the Radar and Drake goes on and it's popping.
It's coming back. Like the freestyle thing is coming back. Yeah, On the Radar, From the Block, like all those platforms.
Yeah.
And Kai, like shout out Kai because he is like what our parents were watching, like variety shows and shit like that. Like he's the new variety show. So to implement freestyles in the Mafia-thon shit was big. You know what I mean? Like
It was sick. And he's putting on,
big.
and it would be easy just to get like Big Sean or someone who was on there, but like easy to get a major artist, but really cool to see someone like
Chris Patrick
go on there.
Hell yeah.
And then like Chris getting his song To Be Played by Kendrick. I mean, talk about a perfect.
Yeah, the DJ head shit.
That's the dream when you pick a beat. You're like, I mean, if I pick a Quemini, like it'd be sick if Andre heard this somehow and it actually gets to him.
Yeah, incredible, bro, incredible. Yeah, bro, like it seems like, I mean, I know everybody talks about like the shift, like after the battle and shit. Yo, hip hop's back, like you know what I mean. And I think that has something to do with it. I think that definitely played a part. But just like an overall, like, you know, the freestyles are becoming more prominent again. People are like digging into like lyrics like a little more thoroughly. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's definitely like a homecoming with as far as like what hip hop is and like how people consume it and shit. So it's cool.
What was the mentality when you went on the Radar?
Just smoke it, bro. Just go up there. I did it first take and one take. Like, so I hadn't performed in probably a year because I was going through the rebrand, you know, changing my name, like getting my ducks in a row. So it like lined up perfectly, like right when I changed my name is when the shit came out. And so, I was like mad nervous before I went up there because I was like, bro, I haven't like live performed. Even though it's pre-recorded, you know, like, I'm on some shit like I want to smoke it like first try, you know what I mean? So I'm going up there. I'm like, oh fuck, like I haven't like performed in front of like, even though there's like two dudes in the room, my girl was there, you know what I mean? I'm like, I gotta smoke this shit, and went up there and just like goddamn dug my toes in the carpet and goddamn spit as hard as I could. You feel me? So
pause.
Big pause.
Who are you? Who are the favorite freestyles of all time? What if you guys show someone?
Oh man,
and they're not tapped in.
Kendrick did this one on Hot 97, I think. That was fucking crazy. I don't even know what verse it was. People fucking remix it all the time. The Kanye Pusha T freestyle that they did, I think that was Funk Flex, right?
When Push has a line where he says, my other bitch was graduating, I was clapping from the rafters, like that bar, I think is one of the nastiest bars of all time.
This rapper, his name is D1. He's kind of rebranded in the 2020s. He's like a kind of like a motivational speaker and shit, but back in the day, he was kicking crazy shit. And he had this freestyle over the new God Flow instrumental on Bootleg Kev. That was incredible. That's like a little more niche and shit like that. But if y'all haven't heard that, go watch it. It's crazy. So those are like the three that come to mind off the top of my head.
The easy
But
choice.
there's so many, bro.
I mean, Black Thought is Black Thought is just smart. Like the amount of things he says in that Funk Flex freestyle for 10 minutes.
He's crazy.
I'm actually, this is really nerdy, but the only way I can memorize my law school cases is like turns of phrases. So I'm writing to that beat, trying to memorize these cases.
That's crazy.
And it's actually working.
Hip hop.
Real hip hop law school shit.
Yeah. Also, the Griselda freestyle on that was Funk Flex too, I think. The first one that like blew up where like they really started getting recognition. That one was crazy.
He said my pens glide across the foul line. I'm Michael Orr. I'm like all the
yeah.
So
crazy.
His freestyle on Charlie Heat's my favorite. My guy went to jail for letting iron fly. He left when he was 16. He came home Zion sized.
Crazy, bro.
And like I'm explaining to people for the first time, like he got shot, so half his face doesn't work. And you're watching him rap. That might be my favorite freestyle ever. JID Funk Flex. He said,
that one was crazy too.
Gay guys do drive-bys. That's a fruit roll-up.
I'm
not a homophobic. My gunna blower. That's
crazy, bro.
That's a classic for me. Crazy. Marlon Craft has some crazy ones.
He's hard.
He's insane. Then Funk Flex after like didn't acknowledge it. He was like, "Oh, so you said you got anxiety?"
Yeah.
Funk Flex has some.
Funk Flex is very picky with who he chooses to gas up because I've seen some rappers go up there and not kill it. But if they're from New York, he's like New York. Yeah.
Meek Mill's got some good ones.
Meek's got some. Dude, the Meek Mill freestyle on the street. Where he's just on the street.
When they put the
that's a goated freestyle.
When they put the knowledge beats behind that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm like, I just need an album of him on those beats.
Yeah, bro.
Besides his internet personality, he's one of the best rappers I've
ever heard. Meek, bro. Because I think he like got some of those taken down too. Meek, you're tweaking, bro. You need to do a whole album with knowledge. Like you need.
And he's from knowledge is from Philly, so it's like you would think there'd be like.
That needs to happen, Meek.
Same old Meek. That's one of the.
You looking for a comeback? You feel me? You looking for big respect in the modern hip hop landscape. That's what you need to do.
It'd be too easy.
It would be incredible because Meek's one of the best rappers ever. Like
he's so good.
He's so fucking good, bro.
Another great rap voice. Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I used to just be addicted to, like making my dad watch these freestyles and like stopping.
You like breaking it down. And shit.
Like, you catch that line right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was cool because like when Genius started doing the deconstructed videos, you started seeing more of like the emphasis on artists like really caring about the lyrics and breaking it down.
Yeah, big facts.
Because that's the fun shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
And we were talking before about like building up your connections, and someone that you've collaborated a lot, someone who I've been lucky enough to have on the show is Limo.
You've had Limo up here? Yeah. Okay, hell yeah.
As a former, still current kind of rapper, I used to be doing those type beats. I used to be downloading Limo beats and rapping over them.
Shout out to Limo, man.
He's a god.
Yeah, bro. Like the project that we're working on right now is like probably 90% Limo beats. I think there's 16 joints on the tape, and 13 to 14 are Limo. So me and Limo, we get up at least once a week, if not like multiple times a week, and just cook. And he's automatic. Yeah.
How did you guys link up, and what do you think is the benefit of having a relationship like that with a single producer?
It's super important because over time you build a sound. You know what I mean? Like y'all like kind of get familiar with what y'all like, and it becomes like a conveyor belt. You know what I mean? Like it becomes very easy. But me and Limo, he DM'd me on Instagram. He was like, "Yo, are you ever out in LA? I have a studio out here." I was like, "Bro, I live out here." He was like, "Okay, slide." And then I slid, and then ever since then I just kept coming back. Like it became like a weekly thing. Like that's back to like, how I build my connections, very organic, you know what I mean? He just hit me and then we connected and then we stayed in touch, But yeah, it's like it's very important, like working with producers that understand what you need, you know what I mean? Like the two dudes that I work with almost exclusively, Limo and then Amani, who is a GOAT. Like both of them are very, very, very familiar with like, my sound and like even down to like how I like my vocals mixed, even on like the demo bounce, you know what I mean? They know where my vocals sit, you know what I mean? Like, all that shit is very important. It's good to build rapport with artists and be on the same page, you know what I mean?
Because I get to see that firsthand with Drew Kelly and Styx.
Styx is crazy, and Drew obviously
he's insane because like I'll be listening to the album before Styx like adds the extra stuff to it.
Yeah,
and the way that it takes it to somehow another level with like the little things he adds to the beat, him and Drew just like know what to do.
Hell yeah. It's like paying attention to like the last like 5%. Like me and the homie Israel Jones. Shout out Israel Jones. If you never heard of him, check him out. He's incredible. One of the best rappers in the world. We were in the studio, we finished the record, and then there was like just this line that he said in the song, and I was like, bro, you got to stack that. Like, you have to go in. And he was like, you stack it. Because, like, I do this crazy shit where I'll, like, bounce all around the room. Like, I'll record, like, 20 stacks from every part of the room, so it, like, feels really full and shit, and we did it, and it, like, took the song. Like, it was, like, 2 lines that we stacked, and it made the song so much better, you know what I mean? So,
those are the little things, and like as a Smino Brent Fayez fan, I love a good harmony. I love a good stacking.
Hell yeah.
And like it's like hip hop started with that producer rapper combo. Like you have like
absolutely
like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, or you have Rakim and Eric B. And it's cool that not that it went away, but I feel like it's really back now with like Alchemist, Hit Boy, people just doing these albums solely with
the album producer projects. And
I think it just Daytona, like it produces the best project. Now we're seeing clips back with Pharrell, which was full Neptunes, but amazing album nonetheless.
Incredible.
So I love that for hip hop.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it's a big part of the dynamic and like just the culture and like the way things are, you know what I mean? So most definitely.
Well, bro, this was an amazing combo. I know we can nerd out about rap forever, but I want to give you a spot to shout out what you got coming, what's out. Tell the people where they can find you. Yeah,
my name is Trent Josiah. Instagram at Trent the Hooligan, because Instagram won't let me change my at.
That's annoying.
Twitter, Trent Josiah NC.
There we go.
Look up Trent Josiah on any streaming platform, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Get ready out now. Please out now. I-40 Soldiers coming in a few weeks. We rolling out Fly Loose, so, you know, keep it locked. It's coming.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Well, if you made it to the end of the episode, God bless you. I love you. My name is Adam Dash, DASH_ on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCentric Music, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn if you like the business side of this stuff. Newsletter. I keep saying this the past 5 episodes. I will start doing it again because I enjoy writing, but law school is kicking my ass. But once again, thank you for joining, and we shall see you next time. Peace.
Boom. Hell yeah.